So our third guest of the evening is Mr. Gary. How do you pronounce your last name exactly?
It's pronounced McGaha.
McGaha. So I noticed that, like Jonathan does a few voiceover things here and there. You're actually running your own voiceover business, correct?
I am.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Well, my business is called Hear Ye Productions, and I record voiceovers out of my home studio.
Oh, okay.
I have a little studio in a spare bedroom in my apartment, and I set up a small vocal booth in there with a microphone. I have some equipment, and I record voiceovers. And then I edit them on my computer using Pro Tools editing software, and then send them out, as Jonathan said, as MP3 files, usually. And I'm trying to make a living doing that.
And how's that been working out? Have you gotten any
Not
good ones
much.
yet, or just still on the ground floor here?
Still on the ground floor, yeah. I've been doing it seriously for about 4 months.
Oh, all right.
Haven't gotten much work yet.
Oh, what inspired you to get into that aspect of it?
Good question. Few things. First of all, I love acting. Acting is my passion.
Yeah.
And I've been an actor for, about 12 years now. And pretty much since I started acting, I've known that I wanted to be a professional actor.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted to do with my life. So I looked for avenues that would allow me to do that. And my primary love is theater. I love acting in plays. But you can't make a living doing that unless you're in New York.
Exactly.
That's the reality of it. So I'm here in Tucson for the time being, and I tried to look at other avenues for making a living as an actor, and voiceover seemed to be a good way to make some money and doing something that I loved, because the trend in voiceover these days is for people to record stuff from home.
Oh, okay.
And then send it out to the clients. In the old days, people would go to studios.
Yeah, exactly.
They would, go into the studio, the big professional space, something like this. They would have their script, read it, do it a few times.
Sound booth with the headset.
Exactly. Sound booth with the headset, read their copy, leave, and collect a paycheck. And that was about it as far as the talent was concerned. These days, a lot of talents are having their own home studios, and as a result of that, they're being editors and doing the post-production as well as the actual production, the acting of it. So there are a lot more opportunities these days for the voice actor.
Makes things easier, I would think, and you have complete control over the final product you're sending out.
Oftentimes you do. Now, not always.
Not always.
Sometimes you just record and send the file in. Somebody else takes care of the editing. But other times, they want you to do everything.
Yeah.
Edit it, put in music,
Could be easier
sound
for
effects.
them, yeah.
Exactly. So I started thinking about it, and you asked me how I got into voiceover. Another reason is that my good friend Eric Schumacher, who you know, of course.
Yeah, and you people out there, he's
That's
another
right.
one of those crewing up people.
He's growing up. He was a guest on this show.
Frankly speaking.
That's right, with Frank Mann.
He's going to be like, why are you doing bad impersonations of me?
I know. It's like the worst Eric Schumacher impersonations ever. Anyway, so Eric is a highly skilled voiceover actor.
Yeah, he does all sorts of voices. And
Right. He's his range is incredible. He's been doing it for many, many years. And he's done a couple of national spots and some local spots. And he's just very, very good at it. And so I asked him to give me some coaching.
yeah.
And he taught me some of his skills. And then he offered to help me produce my voiceover demo.
Oh, okay.
So he has a home studio himself. So I went to his studio, and we recorded over a couple nights, long sessions. And he taught me some of his skills and techniques. And and then we went into his studio, and I went to the booth and recorded my demo right there. And then I got the sound files from him and took them to a professional editor and had him edit them, and that's how I got my demo.
Oh, nice.
But Eric really opened my eyes to the possibilities of voiceover, to the possibilities of the human voice, what you can do with the human voice, the range that you can have, and just a lot of the finer points of voiceover. And that really got me interested in it. So I went off and did a lot of research on my own on the internet, and I found out how the business worked today. And I found out that most talent outside of the major markets like New York, Los Angeles, or Chicago have their own home studios.
Makes sense.
Right. So I did some research on building my studio and got help from Eric and put together my studio and started my business.
Great. So you're off and running with
Off
that
and running,
thing.
yeah. It's been an adventure, but I'm having a great time doing it. It's a passion of mine. I love it, and I'm just waiting to get more work.
Cool, man.
Thanks.
Hopefully this will help out in some way.
I hope so. Remember, Hear Ye Productions.
That's right. I'll make sure to put that up with the when I put this on YouTube.
Oh, thanks.
Put a link in there for you.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah. Any acting going on right now, or?
Yeah, I'm doing a couple of things. I'm doing a theater show that I'm really proud of. It's called the Clean and Sober Theater.
Oh, yes, that's right. That is the CAST.
Mhm.
CAST.
That's right, the CAST. And this is a program of Compass Behavioral Healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And the CAST goes around to schools in Tucson and throughout southern Arizona. And we do a show that's about substance abuse.
I remember when I was in drama in high school, about once a year, this one company would come in and have us put on the little plays about the substance abuse thing. They'd give us the scripts and have us do that. But you have your own part of the troupe that does the play itself now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
have a dedicated troupe that does the plays. And it's really interesting because there are a few real actors like me and a couple of other people, but the majority of the troupe is composed of high school students
Oh, okay.
who are sharing their stories with the audience. They have they've been affected by substance abuse in some way, either through use or because their parents used or they had other family members who used. Somehow they were affected by substance abuse. So they come to CAST and they work with the director of CAST, Susan Arnold, to tell their stories. And Susan takes their stories, molds them into a script, and then that script is what we perform. It's fascinating, Marty.
That sounds a lot more involved than, because they used to just give us these generic kind of, this is kind of what happens, but now it's more personal.
It
And
is.
Maybe the kids can relate to it a little bit more and
They
pay
can,
more
Marty.
attention to it.
They can. It's very powerful. It's a very effective technique.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been doing that?
Not too long, only since beginning of November.
Oh, okay. And you did a show in Amato?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did a show down in Amato, Arizona, December of last year, and that was a great success.
Yeah. I haven't been down there in a while.
I'd never been down there
Yeah.
before. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We were on a nice...
Who knew what was out there?
Who knew? But there's a nice little community down there. We were on a historic ranch that's now a hotel, and it's just beautiful. And then we've done a couple of other shows at middle schools. We just did one a couple weeks ago down at Apollo Middle School.
Oh, okay.
And that was really successful because the kids were really interested in the show. And at the end of the show, we do a talk-back session with the kids, and they get to write down questions for us. And the kids wrote down a lot of really good questions. It was obvious that they were affected by the show and wanted to know more. So that was really gratifying for
That's
me.
cool.
Yeah.
Have any of them decided they wanted to be a part of CAST? Or?
Sometimes, yeah. That's how CAST gets some of its new members. Kids see the show, and then they get inspired. They fill out a form, and they become a cast member.
Nice.
Mhm.
Do they have a website as well? Or
They do. It's part of the Compass Behavioral
okay.
Health website. They have like their own page.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a Facebook page.
Oh, okay. That's probably
For
the
casts.
easier way for everybody to find things nowadays.
Yeah.
So just look for that on Facebook.
Hmm. As people age, they tend to become more restricted, more reserved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in acting, we're often told that to watch kids behave because
Mhm.
kids, especially really young kids, they don't have a filter.
Exactly.
They don't know a lot of our societal expectations and standards. They are just themselves
Yes.
in a pure state. And it's fascinating to watch them because they'll do things that an adult would never do
Mhm.
simply because it's not expected by society,
Yes.
or, it's the impulse has just been
Mhm. They're inhibited.
inhibited. Exactly. That's the word for it. So I totally know what you're saying.
Mhm. So is that something that draws you to acting, is the ability to just, do you like to go out there and test yourself in ways
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, I do. It's an interesting point. I'm a reserved person
Mm-hmm.
myself. I'm not much very flamboyant or anything. So I get my flamboyant side out on the stage.
Yeah.
And as Nate was saying earlier, I love taking on a character that is totally different from me
Mm-hmm.
and playing that character, whether it's, a psychotic person like Jonathan is playing or a wild and zany character
Mm-hmm.
or just somebody completely different from me. I love exploring that side.
It's a nice outlet.
It is.
That's why I like coming down here and doing this. It gives me a chance to be kind of an outlet to come on and be the TV show host.
Yeah,
That's where I
yeah.
get it. I like doing the filmmaking thing too, but at least I can do this every couple weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
you get those couple weeks go by, and it's like, oh, I need my outlet.
That's
I need
right.
to get that creative juices out
Exactly.
into the world.
You have an itch.
Yeah, I guess we're just born performers, and we got to keep going out there and getting on that stage, and
Mhm.
just I thrive off of it.
That's right.
So let's see. Well, we got about 2 minutes left.
2
but,
minutes? Okay.
Anything you wanted to hit on that we didn't, or like a new project, or
Let's see. Well, I wanted to take a moment to talk about the two previous guests who were on the show. I've known Jonathan for a number of years, and he's a very good actor. And it was really interesting for me to hear that he was getting into voiceovers,
Mm-hmm.
and he had gotten that voiceover for The Sims
Yeah.
video game.
That's a huge deal.
That's a major deal.
Mhm.
So I'd like to kind of talk to him about that,
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out how he got that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as for Nate, I don't actually know Nate,
Mhm.
but I saw him in Writing Frenzy,
Mm-hmm.
which was a very good movie, by the way. And I thought he did an excellent job. Really good comedic
Yeah,
instinct.
yeah.
He was really funny in that
Mhm.
movie. And he's also on the Top Secret web series.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
wait to see his parts on that show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, thanks for coming down.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Marty. It was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
maybe we'll have you again sometime if this place stays open. Hopefully it will.
I hope so.
Keep supporting public access, and we will be back, or I will be back in 3 weeks